The Electoral Commission scheduled the by-election for Tuesday, March 3. It has scheduled it for Tuesday, March 3. And the EC nomination period of candidates will run from the 9th to the 11th of February 2026. Well, the NDC it is set to hold an internal primaries to choose a candidate for the by-election. Earlier, there were reports of 6 people who wanted to represent the party in the constituency. A number of candidates filed nominations. Haji Amin Adam is one of them. He's the widow of the late MP. Mohammed Baba Jamal is Ghana's High Commissioner to Nigeria. Mohammed Rami is the NDC constituency chairman. There's also Yakubu Azindo. He has contested the seat before. And then Najib Mohammed Sani. Initially, 6 people picked forms, but one contender, Abdul Salam Daru, he withdrew from the contest and then endorsed Hajia Amina Adam to strengthen unity behind her bid. The NDC's vetting of the aspirant, it took place yesterday, January 28th, and then all 5 were cleared to contest. Hajia Amin Adam sought virtual vetting due to observing traditional mourning rites, but the NDC leadership earlier rejected that request, insisting all aspirants must be vetted in person. The acting director of elections of the NDC, Rashid Tanko Computer, he's joining us this morning for a conversation on the happenings in the Ayawaso East constituency. Rashid, thank you for joining us. Good morning to you.
Good morning, my brother. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you doing too?
Hello?
Can you hear me, Rashid?
Your line is very faint.
We'll try and make it better, but can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Great. Talk to us about the Ayawaso East constituency. We understand 6 aspirants picked forms, 5 filed their nomination. There was a desire by one of the aspirants, I'm talking about Haji Amin Adam, to have her vetting done virtually. There was an earlier challenge. Update us on what has happened so far.
Well, we had a smooth vetting yesterday. It was very smooth. All the 5 aspirants appeared before the panel and then showed why they should be qualified to contest the primaries. At the end of it, all of them were deemed qualified, and then balloting was held subsequently, and then now we have a notice of poll out there for them to know, the delegates to know the position of each of the candidates. And so for yesterday, we had a very successful process.
I see. There were reports that Haji Amin Adam sought virtual vetting. What was the challenge with that?
Well, the team sent a request to the party for virtual vetting based on issues she raised. But the party at Functional Executive Committee meeting assessed the request and realized that it fell outside our jurisdiction in terms of regulation of conducting vetting during primaries. The only caveat we do have during of such issues is when the person is outside the country. You know, when people applied to contest, some of them do that when they are outside the country. Now, if they are finding it difficult to connect back to the country due to flight challenges or other issues, then we can grant them the request of virtual vetting. Such people will do give them such amnesty. But if it's within the country, the party will not. We've never done it, and we don't want to set any precedent. So that is why it was turned down.
So what eventually happened? Did she come? Was she physically present there?
Oh yes, she came. She was there present. I mean, she sat through the process, and it was very lovely.
I see. And based on the concern that the team raised to have the vetting organized virtually and the position of the party, will the party in the coming years want to review that clause or that insect in its constitution, in its remnant, to allow for virtual vetting?
For now, we don't have that on the table. We don't have that on the table. We have the party constitution has served us well. With this, the last amendment was done at the Trade Fair Center, and then since then we've not amended the constitution because it has served us well, and we are still working on it. If party leadership, especially the delegates to National Executive Committee, deems it fit to amend a portion of the Constitution, will carry it through. But for now, it's not on the table.
During the vetting of the aspirants, what were the executives looking out for in them?
Of course, we're trying to assess their membership with the party, whether they are in good standing. Of course, you have paid your dues as a party member, and then been active in the party over the period. And then these were the things we're looking at, and to be sure that you don't have any criminal conduct that would affect the party in an event we pick you as our candidate. And of course, we're also mindful of the current issue that affected our former issue of where we had this dual citizenship matter. We were assessing them to be sure that nobody has their dual citizenship.
Just like the situation with Jachu Kwesi.
Yeah, just Kwesi,
okay.
That one.
Yeah. But based on the things you've spoken to us about, as in what you were looking for when you were vetting them, couldn't the party have allowed or accepted to do these things virtually? They are not things one need to be present there to assess, are they?
Ooh.
So I'm asking that based on what you look for when you're vetting, can the vetting then be organized virtually for the applicants who would want it? Because these, you don't necessarily have to...
I just gave you the premises on which we can do virtual vetting. And this one, there was none like that. It didn't arise during the yesterday vetting. And then so we have to go through the normal process.
I see. So after the vetting, notice of poll is out. What's next?
Yes, we are now prepared for the election, which will come on February 7th in the constituency. We have started engaging Electoral Commission. Of course, they are going to conduct the election for us, so that for ballot printing to start anytime soon. And then we'll get the candidates to also observe the process. And then, in fact, they have the delegates list. So for now, everything is set.
This will be a keenly contested polls because the primaries in the Ayawaso East constituency is the most important for the NDC. It is almost very automatic that whoever emerges from the polls, from the primaries, will win the seat because it has for a very long time been an NDC seat. How will the party monitor the campaigning of the aspirants so that it is clean and it is not, a lot of physical attacks and improper?
Very well, I can assure you, the people of Ayawaso is that's Nima. They are decent people. They are people we love too much. They've kept faith with the NDC, and I can assure you, this process is going to be a smooth one. We don't expect to have any difficulties whatsoever. Leadership has met the executive. We asked them not to participate in the campaigning of any of the candidates in the constituency. And so the constituency executive, in fact, the chairman is contested, so he has stepped down. So the vice chairman is now acting. And then so we don't expect any of the executive to align with any of the candidates. And I can assure you they've started nicely and it's going to continue this way till the 7th February.
The chairman of the constituency is contesting the election, so he has stepped down.
Yes, he has resigned.
Okay. Maybe I should ask you this since you mentioned it. If the chairman has stepped down as chairman, Baba Jamal is still Ghana's High Commissioner to Nigeria. He is on leave. What's the difference?
Well, Baba Jamal was not appointed by the party.
True.
I mean, that's a different matter. The issue of Baba Jamal can only be handled by the government, led by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. The party has its regulation and constitution, and that one doesn't affect that. So it's not an issue for the party.
Rashid, thank you. Wish you all the best. Thank you so much.
I'm grateful.
Rashid Tanko Computer is Acting Director of Elections of the NDC. He is willing to lay down his position as High Commissioner to Nigeria. President John Dramani Mahama will take steps to replace him. But at the moment, he has handed over to his deputy in Nigeria, who is working on his behalf or who is overseeing affairs. So Ghanaians in Nigeria, you are fine. He has left you in very capable hands. You are fine. It raises the question about whether or not we should entertain these things. We should allow these things. That you want to test the depths of the water with both feet. One leg here, one leg there. One leg wanting to become MP, one leg still wanting to become High Commissioner. Choose one. Sacrifice one for the other. If you sacrifice the High Commissioner job for the Member of Parliament job and it does not work for you, they will say that you're being a commentary. If you still want to be a High Commissioner, forget the MP position, forget anything about the MPship, and then work as High Commissioner. Because those jobs are very, very demanding. So how do we encourage these activities or these conducts of politicians? Remember what happened with Professor Michael Quay? Maybe that is similar to this. Maybe that is similar to what Baba Jamal is saying. We're getting into a conversation more. And Professor Samuel Edujemfi is joining us. He's a political analyst. Prof, thank you for joining us. Good morning to you.
Good morning, my brother.
I don't know whether you've been paying attention to the Ayawaso East constituency primaries of the NDC and the dynamics there. If you have
a little here, a little there, but if you walk me through it, we can have a great commentary on it.
There are 5 aspirants, 5 candidates. One is now a former chairman, Mohammed Rami. Yakubu Azindo has contested the seat before. He contested with Baba Jamal against the late Member of Parliament, Mohammed Nasir Toure. Mohammed beat the two of them to become the NP in the 2023 primaries. Najib Mohammed Sani is also one of the 5. And then the wife of the late MP, Amina Adam, is also contesting. Now, from the perspective of a political analyst, what possibly are the chances? The two main contenders, we understand that Amina Adam, who is the widow of the late MP, and then Mohammed Baba Jamal. Baba Jamal has been in the constituency. He is a former MP for the Akwetia constituency. But in political terms, how does all of this work?
Yes, greetings to your listeners. You would recall that over time, when we have had widows to contest, they've won. The basis, I believe, would be maybe possibly the efforts that were, made by their departed husband, or better still, also the element of sympathy vote also coming in. Among other things, the perceived perception that the individual who is contesting may be able to do something in honor of the memory of the departed, and more so to contribute immensely to the constituency, to allow for the constituents to have some continuum, with the expectation that, the Ghanaian cosmology is quite interesting. We have respect for the departed. We do not say bad things about the departed. And so around this time, there is the belief that the departed must be given the proper respect. And I believe that it trickles down to respecting the widow, even though we have also learned in the past that we have, if you like, bad widowhood rights in some communities and all that. There are also other religious and perceived spiritual connotations and all that. But fundamentally, the role that these women have been seen to play is to step up and say that we were supporting our husbands to do what they were doing in the past. And in their absence, our presence marks or signifies a continuum, sort of, especially when we believe also in marriage, either within the realm of Islamic customary or ordinance marriage, the fact that the woman sometimes serves as the abrewa, the proverbial old lady, who the man would consult in the course of his journey to make decisions. So fundamentally, there is even a strong layout, if you look at it from the Akan Asante cosmology, with matriarchal abilities and matriarchal strength. But having said that, I mean, she contests with Baba Jamal. He's an old bulldozer within the ranks. If you recall, he was not an easy meat for the hunting molars and pre-molars of the MPP within that constituency, where he previously belonged to. I dare say that within the scheme of things, what is paramount is that the lady contestant is respected, that the contest of machoism is not, pushed to the forefront. I'm told, if I stand to be corrected, that she had asked for the benefit of technology to allow her, though she's found it necessary to contest in the absence of the husband within this window, to apply technology to allow her to observe a certain religious rite that is that accompanies the passing of the husband. I stand to be corrected, but yet he was compelled to be physically present. And for me, in my contemplation, freedom of association comes with its own related religious observance therein. And that if around this time she has opted to contest, it does not mean that such rights should be forfeited or she should be forced, right, compelled to reject or to breach those religious rights which she may want to adhere to. And for me, it also suggests to us that machoism is still at the heart of our body politics, and that sometimes vulnerable groups, it doesn't matter her position, her courage, and her sentiment around this time, you would agree with me that with the passing of a husband, you become vulnerable in many ways, right? And that the thinking around this arrangement should have captured some of these thoughts in my little, if you like, anecdotes. I think the NDC could have done better around this. Yes.
I see. Now, going forward, this is a constituency that has been won all the time since '92 by the NDC. So it means that the primaries is the most important part of the election, not even the main election. It is keenly contested. The widow is there. 2 former contenders are also there. The constituency chairman is also there. And then there's one, Najib Mohammed Sani, also represented among the 5. How should the contest be, mainly the campaign be, so that it does not degenerate into personal attacks that, these individuals will be difficult, it will be difficult for them to recover from?
I think they must respect our culture as a people, as I've talked about in an earlier instance, and also to respect the lady and avoid the tendencies of machoism, which has, if you like, become part of our, the culture of our body politics, especially chauvinism, which we have seen from time to time. And in many ways, if you were a woman contestant, you have to go beyond the normal average threshold that every average human being within the male gender would have sufficed within. So I think that such respect must be shown to the departed soul of our dear brother, and also to the wife. The second layer is the fact that the party must learn, the contestants must learn to debate on issues, what they stand to contribute to Parliament and to the constituents in terms of their role in Parliament. And, whether we like it or not, the developmental construct has become part of what MPs do today, even though it is not in the strictest sense codified. But I feel that if they are able to sell their message, if they allow their own persona and charisma with a better posture, they will be marketing themselves and also be marketing their party and not do anything that will be detrimental to the peace and, if you like, the efforts the government, the NDC government, is putting in place to salvage the economy of this country. Within the broader framing of my thought, I'm thinking that this is not a season for them to misconduct themselves. And I do not think that's what they are doing. I think that they are in the best position to show the best of the NDC while they are in power, to allow them to consolidate some gains they have made, within the period under review.
I see. Prof, before you take leave of us, I'd like to pick your thoughts on this. Mohammed Baba Jamal, he's still serving as Ghana's High Commissioner to Nigeria, who is currently on leave, and then campaigning to become the parliamentary candidate for the NDC. There are those who say that this can go against him because some of the...
Are you saying he's been appointed?
Yes, he is the High Commissioner.
Oh, okay, yes. So why would that go against him? Maybe he's willing to leave that position. He'd rather want to be an MP, and he may best serve the country within this period in Parliament.
So the argument is that if you so want to be a member of Parliament, why not resign outrightly as the High Commissioner to come and contest the seat properly, and then the constituents will know that, okay, you really love us, you really care.
His political enemies are inviting him to political suicide. Mr. Baba Jamal is an experienced politician, and I think that the NDC and Ghanaians will not take him for granted. This is an invitation to treat, I guess, and that the consequences, nobody will suffer penalties when the adverse impact occurs in the foreseeable future, or if you like, nobody will bear any liabilities for he miscalculating or misstepping. It is Mr. Baba Jamal himself who will bear such liability. And I'm thinking it's clear in his mind, he knows what he's doing. An experienced politician like this, our advice may sometimes sound like, if you like, cacophony in his ears, especially from where I sit. I think that he knows better. And I'm looking at him and laughing in my head, right? And you know exactly what I'm talking about. So let's allow him to be the original Baba Jamal as we have to go to be.
I see. Prof, thank you. I'm grateful so much for your time, sir. Professor Samuel Adujemfi is a political analyst speaking to us on the dynamics of the political situation in the Ayawaso East constituency. There's one very important birthday we have to say today. And if you're celebrating your birthday today, we wish you a happy birthday.